These are the 5 types of real estate agents that you want to avoid. Hi, my name is Henry from Hot Homes of Keller Williams Capital Properties. I'm based in the DC metropolitan area and specialize in Montgomery County, Maryland. And these are the top 5 types of real estate agents that you want to avoid. Now, this is just a kind of poking fun video. However, I just want to make sure that if you start noticing any of these warning signs, you at least have an idea of what's at play. So number 1, you want to avoid the agent who seems to be winging it. If that agent that you're talking to seems to have no type of plan, no type of system, and is just making it up as they go and don't really communicate with you much, that's probably a huge warning sign, because when it comes to place where you need to get something done and they're not advising you, that could cause you some major issues, potentially making you lose out on the contract on your home. Your agent is going to be representing you, so you want to make sure that your agent presents themselves as somebody who is knowledgeable, experienced, and professional, not somebody who's just going to make it up as they go. The other reason why you don't want an agent who's winging it all the time is when it comes to negotiation, you don't want somebody who's just going to roll over onto their back and just be like, okay, well, the buyer agent says that they want this, and then just not offer you any sort of protections or negotiations. Number 2, the scam and spam. So these are the agents that use lofty guarantees or programs that seem too good to be true. Every advertisement that you see from them, every bit of advertising, social media postings, all that kind of stuff just talks about this deal like, we'll sell your home or purchase it ourselves, or you'll buy a home with us and we'll buy it back from you if you don't like it. Just these type of guarantees that seem too good to be true. Granted, they do get your attention, but start questioning, how do they really work? And they won't be terribly transparent about exactly how the program works. They use a lot of vagaries. They put in a presentation where they kind of skirt around the subject, but then distract you with something else. And ultimately, you don't get the services, and it's not something you'd ever really take advantage of. The phrase, if it's too good to be true, it probably isn't, definitely applies in this case. That's not to say that it's a complete lie. A lot of them do have the contingencies put into those programs, but if you really think about their motivation, they're not there to actually get you a good deal or get you that guarantee. The whole purpose of a scam and spam type of approach is to get your attention. They say something so shocking that you start paying attention, and at that point, once you reach out to figure out more about how the program works, well, by that point, they have your information, and then they can follow up with you until you decide to work with them or end up going with somebody else. Number 3, the ego trip. This is the agent who can only talk about themselves. All they talk about is their accomplishments, their awards, how many homes they've sold, how much money they make. Good for you. They drive fancy cars, they put in fancy marketing pieces, and have a whole bunch of designations, are on a bunch of boards, and everything is about them. Now, there's a difference between an accomplished realtor and those who just build it up for their own personal ego. So there are some who do chase after this education, do go after, who win a bunch of these accomplishments, but start seeing if there's a theme. If it seems to be that everything that they talk about is just making them look super cool, super amazing, where you're just like, wow, you're such an amazing person, I have to use you, then that's probably an ego trip realtor, and you just want to make sure that it might be fun to work with them, but you want to make sure that what your motivations and their motivations are. It doesn't mean that they're not going to align, but again, if that kind of stuff kind of grosses you out or you get sick of it after a certain period, then definitely move on. Number 4, the discount agent. So there are a lot of variations on this nowadays. You can find them some very reputable companies and some not as reputable, and I mean reputable in a very loose way. You have agents who do discounts, and that's really the main thing that they offer, that when they come to you, you're really in control of the whole process, in the sense that they don't really know what the next steps are going to be. They're like, oh, I don't know, what do you want to do? And it kind of falls back into the agent who is just winging it. However, a discount agent, they might have some of those systems into place. They might know a bit of what they're doing, but the main value that they have to offer is discounts. And ultimately for you, a discount is not, as a home seller, a discount is not really what you're after. You're after the highest price and the most amount of money in your pocket at the end of the day. So a discount might necessarily serve you in the long run if they don't provide the services, the negotiation, the knowledge set, and the market experience to be able to do the best job representing you and your particular interests. So avoid the discount agents. I will say that there is an exception where sometimes there are need-based discounts. So sometimes you can't sell a home, but you absolutely need to, or you might need that money in order to purchase a particular other type of home or make some other financial decision in your life. So that is a very different story than a discount agent who leads with, I charge a lower commission than my competition. And then when you ask them, what do you do differently from your competition? It's like, I don't know, I guess the same stuff that the other guys do, just less. Not a good sign. And lastly, number 5. This is probably the least worst out of the whole group, but it is the generic agent. So they are the type of people, they give you a presentation, they talk you through, they might run you through 3 comps or so, give you a general idea of what the pricing should be, tell you that you should update your home. But in terms of what they actually do, is all they really do is just put it into the MLS. They might say that they do a lot of things like broadcast it across 300, 500 different websites, all that kind of stuff. That's nothing special. Everybody, as long as they do what they're supposed to do as a real estate agent, are ultimately going to do that. If all they are doing is putting online and then just going to sit back and just wait for people to come by, that's probably not going to get you the best possible offers, because for you as a seller want to have as many offers as possible so you have multiple people bidding and create an eBay effect or a Black Friday effect where multiple people are bidding, thereby increasing the prices or at least getting you better terms and ultimately getting you better results. If in the end your real estate agent is not looking for a buyer themselves, then they are not really doing the other half of the job and they're not really justified in taking the commission that they're charging you. If you have a generic agent who just kind of does the bare minimum, they ask you to sign the contract, they give you a presentation, maybe they put the home into the MLS, maybe do a few flyers, and then just kind of sit back and just wait for things to happen, you're probably going to be relatively disappointed with the results. You probably will get results depending on your market. In our current market, yes, it is true that you could probably put on a home, not do a whole lot, not even have a whole lot of great pictures. You've probably seen those online, but you're not going to get the type of activity and offers that you would need to feel really comfortable moving forward. So those are the 5 types of agents that you want to avoid. Instead, take a look at what your realtor is offering, get a sense for their personality to see whether or not you guys mesh together, and get a sense for what the market actually is like and their knowledge of it. If it seems like you know more about them, or by doing a cursory search on Google, you know more about the market than they do, that's not a really great sign. So there's another video where we talked previously about common interview questions that you shouldn't ask and alternatives to what you should ask instead. So we'll put that over either in the description below or in the card if it'll let me. Check that out. And in the comments section, we want to know what your experience has been with real estate agents. Whether you've had good experiences or bad ones, we want to hear it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.